They see it now. The strength you carry, the light you shine, the power you hold. They're afraid because they know you can't be stopped. Are you ready to embrace your true power? Chosen ones, let's uncover 5 undeniable signs that prove the world has become aware of your divine power as a chosen one. If you've felt opposition, betrayal, or unrelenting challenges, this is your confirmation. They see your potential, and it terrifies them. Stick around, because by the end of this video you'll learn how divine protection and purpose are shaping your journey. Before we jump in, like and comment 77 if you're ready to claim your destiny today. Let's dive in. The first sign is divine protection against adversity. Have you noticed how, despite the plans they've made against you, none of them succeed? The whispers behind your back, the attempts to sabotage your progress, the betrayals you didn't see coming, none of it ever brings you down. It's not by chance, and it's certainly not luck. It's the hand of God, shielding you, protecting you from harm, and turning every plot against you into another step toward your destiny. Isaiah 54 verse 17 declares this truth: "No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper." This isn't just a comforting verse. It's a reality that you've lived and witnessed. While they scheme in the shadows, God's light exposes and dismantles their plans before they can take root. What was intended to harm you ends up propelling you forward. You've likely seen it time and time again. The people who tried to tear you down ended up being the reason you stood taller. The situations meant to humiliate you only gave you a platform to showcase the strength and resilience God has placed within you. If this resonates, you know what it feels like to be shielded. It's as if there's an invisible force surrounding you, deflecting every attack and rendering every attempt at harm powerless. But that doesn't mean the road has been easy. The reality of adversity is that it still stings in the moment. Betrayals still cut deep, lies still hurt, and opposition still feels heavy. It's in these moments that the temptation to doubt God's protection can creep in. You may have found yourself asking, "Why is this happening to me? Why does it feel like so many people are against me?" Yet, when you look back, you see the pattern. You see how every betrayal revealed the truth about who was really for you. You see how every lie crumbled under the weight of God's justice. And you see how every closed door became a redirect to something far better than you could have planned. Consider Joseph in the Bible. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and thrown into prison. His life seemed like a series of devastating setbacks. But through it all, God's protection was at work. What looked like the end for Joseph was actually a preparation for his elevation. When he was finally placed in a position of power in Egypt, Joseph declared to his brothers in Genesis 50 verse 20, "But as for you, ye thought evil against me. But God meant it unto good, to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive." This is the essence of divine protection, not the absence of adversity, but the promise that no adversity will defeat you. Have you ever wondered why their plans fail so spectacularly? Why, no matter how hard they try, you keep rising? It's because they're not fighting you. They're fighting against God's purpose for your life. Psalm 91 verses 7 to 8 reminds us, "1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked." The opposition you face is proof of your significance. They see the calling on your life and it terrifies them. But what they fail to understand is that your protection doesn't come from your own strength. It comes from the one who goes before you, fights for you, and surrounds you on every side. Divine protection doesn't just shield you from harm. It transforms adversity into a tool for growth. Every attack strengthens your faith, sharpens your discernment, and equips you for the next stage of your journey. It's like a blacksmith forging a weapon. Each strike, each moment of heat and pressure, refines you. You come out of the fire not weaker, but stronger, more focused, and more aligned with God's purpose. Romans 8 verse 28 assures us, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose." Everything they meant for harm, God uses to elevate you. This protection also brings clarity. When people's true intentions are revealed, it might hurt at first, but it also frees you. You no longer waste energy on those who don't have your best interests at heart. You learn to trust God's timing, even when it means walking away from certain people or situations. This clarity is part of God's protection, removing what doesn't align with your calling and making room for what does. Your divine protection is not just for you, it's a testimony to others. People notice how you keep standing, how you keep thriving, even in the face of relentless challenges. They see the peace you carry, even when storms rage around you. They may not understand it, but they can't deny it. Your life becomes a testament to God's faithfulness, a living example of what it means to be under His covering. Matthew 5 verses 14 to 16 reminds us, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." Your resilience, your ability to rise, and your peace in the face of adversity shine a light that points others to Him. If you've experienced this divine protection, comment "shielded" below. Let it be a declaration of God's faithfulness in your life and a reminder that you are not fighting alone. Your strength comes from the One who has already declared victory over every scheme formed against you. As we move to the next sign, we'll explore how every trial and betrayal you've faced has not only failed to break you, but has refined you, shaping you into the powerful and purposeful leader you are meant to be. Stay with me because the journey is just beginning. The second sign is transformation through trials. Every betrayal, every obstacle, every heartbreak you've endured was designed to break you, or at least that's what they thought. But instead of crumbling, you rose from the ashes, stronger and more refined than ever before. Trials that should have left you defeated became the very tools that shaped you into the powerful individual you are today. The fire they meant to destroy you with only served to refine you, burning away what no longer served your purpose and leaving behind something indestructible. Think about the challenges you've faced, the moments where it felt like everything was against you. Perhaps you were betrayed by someone you trusted deeply, or you faced rejection that cut to the core. Maybe you experienced failures that made you question your path, or setbacks that seemed impossible to recover from. In those moments, you may have wondered, why me? Why does it feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders? But now, as you look back, you can see the hand of God working through it all. What once felt like destruction was actually construction, building a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of you. James 1 verses 2 to 3 reminds us, "My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience." This verse doesn't mean trials are enjoyable. It means they serve a purpose far greater than the pain they bring. Your faith has been tested, and in that testing it has grown stronger. Your patience has deepened, and your ability to trust in God's plan has been fortified. You've been through storms that should have drowned you, but instead, they taught you how to navigate the waves. Now, when the winds rise, you no longer panic, you sail. Trials are like the forge where a sword is made. The blade is placed in the fire, pounded and shaped, and then tempered in heat again. The process is grueling, but the result is a weapon that can withstand any battle. You are that weapon. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, and every failure was a strike of the hammer, shaping you into someone who can't be defeated. And the same people who underestimated you now watch in disbelief because they see what they could never become. They know they couldn't survive the fire that refined you, and that realization frightens them. This transformation didn't come without pain. There were likely moments when the weight felt unbearable, when you wanted to give up, or when the voices of doubt grew louder than your faith. But even in those moments, God was working. Like a potter molding clay, He was shaping you, pressing and refining until you became the masterpiece He envisioned. Isaiah 64 verse 8 says, "But now, O Lord, Thou art our Father. We are the clay, and Thou our potter, and we all are the work of Thy hand." Your trials weren't meant to destroy you. They were meant to make you into the vessel God needed for His purpose. This transformation doesn't just prepare you for your journey. It also makes you a light for others. People see the strength you've gained, and they are inspired. Your ability to persevere through trials gives them hope that they, too, can overcome. Your scars become your testimony, proof that God's grace is sufficient in every circumstance. Paul writes in 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. The very moments that revealed your weakness became the moments God's power shone through you the brightest. Transformation through trials also changes the way you see the world. Before, you may have been quick to fear challenges or avoid discomfort. But now, you face difficulties with a different mindset. You've learned that trials are not obstacles to be feared but opportunities to grow. You've realized that the pain of the present often holds the seeds of future blessings. What others see as setbacks, you now see as setups for something greater. This shift in perspective isn't just empowering, it's liberating. You're no longer bound by the fear of failure because you know that even failure can be part of God's plan for your elevation. This journey of transformation also reveals who truly belongs in your life. Trials have a way of exposing the intentions of those around you. People who once seemed supportive may show their true colors when the road gets rough. At the same time, others will step forward, proving their loyalty and faithfulness. God uses trials not only to refine you, but also to refine the circle around you. Those who are meant to walk with you will remain, and those who aren't will fall away. It's painful, but it's necessary. Proverbs 17 verse 17 reminds us, "A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity." Through your trials, you found out who is truly for you. If this resonates with you, comment "refined" below. Let it be a declaration of the strength you've gained through your trials and a reminder that the fire didn't consume you. It transformed you. You are not the same person you were before. You are stronger, wiser, and more capable of fulfilling the purpose God has for your life. 2 signs down, and the truth is becoming clearer. The remaining signs reveal even deeper insights into why you're unstoppable, why their plans crumble, and why your light keeps growing. Activate all notifications and subscribe to the channel to support this message, so we can continue empowering chosen ones like you. The 3rd sign is the revelation of hidden truths. Have you started noticing how the masks of those around you are slipping? People you once trusted, individuals who seemed to stand in your corner, are suddenly exposed for who they truly are. It feels unsettling at first, almost like a betrayal, but this is not a coincidence. It's divine justice at work, peeling back layers of deception to reveal the truth. Luke 12 verse 2 assures us, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known." God is shining his light into the shadows, dismantling illusions and exposing the schemes that were designed to mislead or harm you. This revelation may have started slowly, perhaps with small inconsistencies that didn't sit right with you. Over time, those moments grew into undeniable clarity. The people who once wore smiles of support began to show cracks in their facade. Promises were broken, words turned hollow, and actions revealed intentions that were anything but pure. At first, you may have questioned yourself, wondering if you were imagining things. But as God continued to reveal the truth, it became impossible to ignore. What they thought was hidden was never hidden from him. Deception thrives in darkness, but God's light is relentless. It seeks out every corner, every shadow, and exposes what was once concealed. This process is not always easy to witness. Seeing the truth about someone you care for can be painful. You may feel anger, sadness, or even guilt for not recognizing it sooner. But know this, God reveals these truths not to harm you, but to protect you. He is removing the blinders so you can see clearly and move forward without the weight of false alliances. The exposure of deception doesn't just reveal the intentions of others. It also sharpens your ability to discern truth from lies. With each revelation, your spiritual intuition grows stronger. What once seemed confusing now becomes clear. You can sense when someone's words don't align with their actions. You notice when motives are self-serving rather than genuine. This discernment is a gift, a spiritual tool God is refining within you to guide you on your journey. Proverbs 3 verses 21 to 22 reminds us, "My son, let not them depart from thine eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion. So shall they be life unto thy soul, and grace to thy neck." Wisdom and discretion are becoming your constant companions, equipping you to navigate relationships with clarity and confidence. The process of revelation can be isolating. As people's true colors emerge, you may find your circle growing smaller. Those who once surrounded you may fall away, leaving you feeling alone at times. But this pruning is part of God's plan. He is removing those who cannot go where He is taking you. Just as a gardener prunes a tree to encourage growth, God is cutting away the branches that no longer serve your purpose. This can be painful, but it is necessary. John 15 verse 2 reminds us, "Every branch in me that beareth not fruit He taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, He purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit." The removal of these unfruitful connections is making room for new growth and divine alignment. Through this process, you may also notice that the people who are revealed often scramble to maintain their cover. They may double down on their deception, spinning new lies or attempting to manipulate your perception. But their efforts are futile. Once God reveals the truth, it cannot be hidden again. Their words lose their power, and their actions become transparent. You no longer feel confused or unsure because you can see through their attempts to control the narrative. They are afraid not just of being exposed, but of the clarity and strength you now possess. This clarity is a gift, but it also comes with responsibility. God is not just revealing the truth to protect you. He is preparing you for a greater purpose. By sharpening your discernment and removing distractions, He is positioning you for leadership, influence, and impact. You are being equipped to walk in your calling with confidence, knowing that your steps are guided by truth. Psalm 119 verse 105 says, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path." The light of truth is illuminating your path, ensuring that you are no longer misled by false promises or hidden agendas. The revelation of deception also brings freedom. It frees you from the weight of relationships that were never meant to last. It frees you from the confusion and doubt that deception creates. And most importantly, it frees you to walk in alignment with God's will, unencumbered by the influence of those who sought to derail your journey. What once felt like a loss is revealed to be a gain of clarity, wisdom, and peace. If you've experienced this revelation in your life, comment "exposed" below. Let it be a declaration of the clarity God has given you and a testament to the strength you've gained through this process. The truth may be uncomfortable at first, but it is always liberating. You are no longer bound by the lies of others. You are standing in the freedom of God's truth. As we move to the next sign, we'll explore how God brings the right people into your life at just the right time. These divine allies are not coincidences. They are part of His plan to strengthen and support you on your journey. The fourth sign is alignment with divine allies. Have you noticed how, as certain people fade from your life, others seem to step in at just the right moment? These are not random connections. They are divinely orchestrated appointments. These allies are placed in your life by God to amplify your strength, support your journey, and remind you that you are never alone, no matter how fierce the opposition may be. Ecclesiastes 4 verses 9 to 10 captures this beautifully. "Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow." This alignment often begins in seasons of change. As God removes people who no longer align with your purpose, He makes room for those who do. This can be a painful process at first. Losing connections, even unhealthy ones, can leave you feeling vulnerable or isolated. But as the new allies step in, you begin to see the greater plan. These relationships are not surface level. They are deeply rooted in mutual understanding, shared purpose, and divine timing. They are not based on convenience but on calling, and they carry a strength that withstands trials and adversity. Think about a time when you faced a particularly difficult challenge. Perhaps you felt like the weight of the world was on your shoulders, and you weren't sure how you'd make it through. Then, out of nowhere, someone appeared. A mentor, a friend, a partner, who spoke the exact words you needed to hear or offered the help you didn't know you needed. These moments are not coincidences. They are evidence of God's hand at work, bringing the right people into your life to ensure that you are equipped for the journey ahead. These divine allies serve multiple purposes. Some offer wisdom and guidance, helping you navigate decisions with clarity. Others provide encouragement, reminding you of your worth and potential when doubts creep in. Still others stand with you in battle, offering their strength and resources to support you against opposition. These relationships are mirrors of God's faithfulness, tangible reminders that you are never fighting alone. When your strength falters, they lift you up, just as Aaron and Hur held up Moses' arms during the battle against Amalek in Exodus 17 verse 12. Without their support, the battle would have been lost, but together they secured victory. What's remarkable about these connections is how effortlessly they seem to fit into your life. Unlike relationships that feel forced or one-sided, these alliances flow naturally, as though they were always meant to be. That's because they were. God has been aligning your steps with theirs, preparing both of you for the moment your paths would intersect. These connections are not just beneficial, they are essential. They remind you of your purpose, hold you accountable to your calling, and inspire you to keep moving forward, even when the road is tough. But divine alignment isn't just about receiving support, it's also about giving it. You are not only being strengthened by these allies, you are also being positioned to strengthen them. Just as they lift you up, you are called to do the same for them. This reciprocity creates a bond that is unshakable, built on mutual trust and shared faith. Proverbs 27 verse 17 says, "Iron sharpeneth iron. So a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend." Through these relationships, both you and your allies grow stronger, sharper, and more prepared for the battles ahead. These divine connections are especially significant because they often come in seasons of opposition. When the enemy sees your progress, he seeks to isolate and discourage you. He knows that a lone warrior is easier to defeat than a unified force. But God counters this strategy by surrounding you with people who refuse to let you fall. They become your shield bearers, standing beside you in the spiritual and emotional battles you face. The enemy recognizes this strength in numbers, and it terrifies him. He knows that your allies are a force he cannot overcome. Sometimes these allies appear in unexpected ways. They may come from places you didn't anticipate or during times when you weren't actively seeking new connections. Perhaps it's a chance encounter with someone who shares a word of wisdom that stays with you, or a deep conversation with a friend that sparks a new level of understanding and support. These moments are orchestrated by God, a reminder that His timing is always perfect. This alignment also serves a greater purpose beyond your individual journey. As you and your allies grow stronger together, you create a ripple effect that inspires and uplifts others. Your collective light shines brighter than it ever could alone, drawing others toward hope, faith, and purpose. Together, you become a testament to the power of unity and divine alignment, showing the world what is possible when God's people come together in His name. If this resonates with you, comment allied below. Let it be a declaration of the divine connections in your life and a recognition of the role you play in supporting others. These relationships are not just about you. They are part of God's greater plan to bring light and hope to a world in need. These signs make one thing clear: you are destined for something greater, and they can see it too. But the final sign is the most significant. It's the one that proves why your life will inspire and transform others. Stay with me, because this one will change how you see your journey. The final sign is leadership through light and inspiration. Everything you've endured, every battle you've fought, every lesson you've learned, wasn't just for you. It was to prepare you to lead, to inspire, and to illuminate the path for others. Your journey has become a beacon of hope, showing those around you what resilience, faith, and perseverance look like in action. People see the way you rise above challenges, how you navigate trials with grace, and they're drawn to it. They may not say it outright, but they're watching, learning, and finding their own strength through your example. Matthew 5 verse 14 declares, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid." This is who you are, a light that cannot be ignored, a testimony to what faith can accomplish. Your life speaks louder than words. It's not just about what you say, but how you live, how you respond to adversity, and how you carry the weight of your purpose with dignity. People are inspired because they see something in you that reflects what they hope to find in themselves. Your light isn't just for show. It's a guide, a reminder that God's power can transform any life. Leadership through inspiration doesn't require a title or a platform. It begins in the smallest moments. It's the calm presence you bring to a chaotic situation. It's the encouragement you offer to someone who feels lost. It's the way you choose to keep going, even when giving up would be easier. These seemingly simple acts are profound because they create ripples that extend far beyond what you can see. People notice your consistency, your authenticity, and your ability to remain grounded no matter what life throws at you. They're drawn to the light you carry because it feels like safety, like clarity, like hope. Think about the journey that brought you here. The trials you faced could have left you bitter, broken, or defeated, but instead, they refined you. Each challenge became a lesson, each setback an opportunity to grow. You learned to rely on God in ways you never had before, and through that reliance, you discovered strength you didn't know you possessed. That strength is now visible to others. They see it in your resilience, in your faith that refuses to waver, and in the joy that shines through even the hardest days. Your life has become proof that God's promises are real, that His power is unshakable, and that His love is transformative. Leadership through light and inspiration also means stepping into a role you might not feel ready for. You may not see yourself as a leader, but others do. They look to you because you embody what they aspire to be. You show them that it's possible to rise above the pain, to heal, to grow, and to thrive. Your scars become your testimony, and your victories remind them that they, too, can overcome. As Paul writes in 2 Corinthians 1 verse 4, God comforteth us in all our tribulation, that we may be able to comfort them which are in any trouble, by the comfort wherewith we ourselves are comforted of God. Your journey equips you to comfort and guide others, turning your trials into a source of strength not just for yourself, but for everyone who crosses your path. This kind of leadership isn't without challenges. Being a light in the world means being visible, and visibility often invites criticism, envy, or misunderstanding. There will be those who question your motives, who try to diminish your influence, or who attempt to pull you back into the shadows. But remember, your light is not for them. It's for those who need it. It's for the ones who are searching for a way out of their darkness, for the ones who feel like giving up but find hope when they see you pressing forward. You are not responsible for everyone's approval, but you are responsible for shining the light God has given you. Your leadership also requires humility. It's not about seeking attention or validation, but about serving others through your example. Jesus Himself showed us what this looks like. Despite being the Son of God, He led with humility, washing the feet of His disciples and putting the needs of others before His own. Philippians 2 verses 3 to 4 reminds us, "Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem other better than themselves. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others." True leadership is about lifting others, guiding them, and pointing them toward the source of all light, God. The beauty of this role is that it's not limited by circumstances. You don't need a perfect life to lead. In fact, it's often your imperfections, your struggles, and your transparency that inspire others the most. When people see you overcoming obstacles, trusting God in uncertainty, and continuing to grow despite challenges, it gives them permission to do the same. Your authenticity becomes a bridge, connecting their struggles to your victories and showing them that transformation is possible. If this resonates with you, comment light below. Let it be a declaration of your willingness to shine, to lead, and to inspire others through your journey. You may not fully see the impact of your life right now, but trust that God is using you in ways far greater than you can imagine. Your light is a part of His plan, a beacon that guides others toward healing, faith, and purpose. But here's the challenge. Will you fully embrace your role as a leader? Will you step into the purpose God has prepared for you, knowing that others are watching and relying on your light? Stay tuned, because we're about to explore what this leadership requires and how to carry it forward. You've seen the 5 signs that prove they're aware of your danger, but more importantly, you've seen why their opposition can't stop you. You are shielded, refined, and aligned with a purpose far greater than they could ever understand. Comment "I'm chosen" if you've come this far, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Activate the notification bell so you never miss another empowering message like this. Remember, Chosen one, your light is unstoppable, and your purpose is divine. Keep shining,